Hey, I'm ChristopherJMUA and welcome back to my channel. Unless you've never been here, of course, then welcome. I'm so glad you've stopped by. And I bet you are too, because today we are unboxing and reviewing the Jeffree Cosmetics x Shane Dawson conspiracy collaboration. And I am beyond thrilled. Not to mention the fact that we will be having a giveaway in this video. And that's even more awesome and it's even more exciting. And I'll tell you right now, before we ever even get started, this is the first video of probably a few videos because I have the collection coming in a few separate orders, and you know I can't wait. So I'm gonna be reviewing this entire collection in pieces as I get it in the mail because that's what you guys wanted on the YouTube community page. So I'm doing this for you instead of waiting for one video. So if you wanna see the first part of the conspiracy collection swatched, reviewed in detail by me, and for the chance to enter a giveaway with the conspiracy palette, then stay exactly where you are, keep doing exactly what you're doing, and keep on watching. Okay guys, first of all, let me tell you that this is the first of a few orders, which I said in the intro, and really quick, just to clarify, what that means is the only way I could order all of this collection was by doing it from multiple websites. If you order this collection, you know exactly what I mean and exactly why I had to. If you didn't order this collection, long story short, it was almost impossible to get this full collection all at once. If you did, kudos to you. I don't know how you did it. I couldn't. So what I did is I got part of the collection from Beautylish and part of the collection from JeffreeCosmetics.com. That way I could actually capitalize on getting the full collection from anywhere I could. So this first part is going to consist of my delivery from Beautylish. The remainder of the orders that come in afterward will be my order from JeffreeCosmetics.com directly. And I'm also going to be putting the mini controversy palette in its own video as well, so that it can be its own separate eyeshadow palette review. Also, before I get into the unboxing, let me tell you a little bit about the giveaway. My giveaways are really simple. This one's actually even easier than my previous giveaways. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, give this video a like, leave me a comment, and find the secret word that pops up in this video, and comment that word in the giveaway link in my description. Do not leave the comment in the comments down below. If you do, your comment will be deleted and you will be disqualified. So again, there's a link in the description. Click that link. That is where you will find the entry point to put the secret word. I might even throw in a couple of bonus entries in there as well. If I do, every time you answer one of the bonus entry questions, all it does is help you a little bit more. And now, let's get into this unboxing. So what I got from Beautylish is the Shane Dawson pig logo black travel makeup bag. I'm super stoked to have this makeup bag because it is so much bigger than my current makeup bag, and I'm gonna be able to fit so much more makeup in here. Plus, I'll be able to fit my conspiracy palette in here, and why wouldn't I want that? My current makeup bag is this makeup bag. So there's not a whole lot of difference between them, but just that little bit of difference in the top above the zipper is like a whole nother palette or a whole nother row of lipsticks. That's quite a bit whenever you're taking makeup with you. And this makeup bag by itself is $30. It also opens both ways, and I love that it has the pig logos everywhere. Oh, and it has a zipper section in the top, a whole separate pocket. That's really cool. I didn't know it had another section. Wow. So I could actually put liquid lipsticks and the lip liners up here instead and keep all the palettes and compacts in here. I'm gonna be able to fit so much makeup in this. I'm so stoked. Okay, anyway, so that was the first part of the collection that I got. Now, the next items that I got are the pig mirrors. This is the pink mirror and the black mirror. And I'll show you what they actually look like, of course. Together, this bundle was $60 for both mirrors. And as you would imagine, they go for $30 a piece. This mirror is so much bigger than I thought it was gonna be. This is what it looks like the moment you open the box. Oh, and that's the mirror falling out. Not broken, good news. We're just gonna close this box back up. And I gotta say, I love this packaging. This is so cool to me. All of the static in the back and their logos together are just iconic. I've been following the series, so I have like an emotional investment in these logos and this collection and this story. I feel like even if I didn't have an emotional connection, I would still be super excited about it. And then the pig mirror itself is adorable. It is so cute. And it's a really nice size. Like, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be kind of closer to the star mirror size. Just for a comparison, this is the Halloween star mirror, and here is the pig mirror. The pig mirror is a lot bigger. So same width, I guess, but the biggest width that you get on the Jeffree mirror is right at these 2 points, and that's it. With the pig mirror, you get almost that whole width all the way up and down. So you get a whole lot more visibility of your face. And I think this was a really great addition to Jeffree Star Cosmetics, simply for the fact that the star mirror, yes, are amazing, but they do only have the biggest width of these 2 points on the star. So it's really cool to have a lot bigger of a mirror, and some people have bigger faces and they need a bigger mirror. No judgment here. And then the other pig mirror is in the pink packaging, also with the static behind it and the 2 logos. And then if we open this one, we have the pink mirror that is not going to fall out. Also the same size, everything's the same between the two. Only difference is it's made of pink instead. I think the thing that makes me happiest about this mirror is that if I'm holding it in front of my face, it looks like I'm a pig. But I don't need a mirror to show that. These are the 2 mirrors side by side, and they are just iconic, and I love them so much. The black one is super classy to me. I really like this. I think it fits this collection really well because everything else is black and static. Pigs are pink. The pink is cute. It's cute. And that is it for the accessories. Now it's time to jump into the makeup. And here we have the Conspiracy and Mini Controversy palette bundle. Together from Beautylish, these were $72, and individually, the Conspiracy palette is $52, and the Mini Controversy palette is $28. Meaning, if you buy the bundle with both palettes together, you actually save $8. That's almost a liquid lipstick, kind of. It makes it $10, but whatever. Now, the Mini Controversy palette, I am going to be sitting to the side because we are going to be reviewing this separately in another video. So that's gonna sit over here all by its lonesome. And today, we're gonna dip into the Conspiracy palette. This is also mainly going to be our focus because this is what I'm giving away here on my channel, and I'm also giving away one palette on my Instagram as well. I will leave a link to my Instagram, but they are separate giveaways. You cannot win the Instagram giveaway on YouTube, and you cannot win the YouTube giveaway on Instagram. Now, I can't wait any longer. I have to get into this palette. First of all, with this packaging, it is iconic. I've never seen anything like this before. The gold embossed lettering is raised a little bit, and then the spiral on the outside, it is so Shane Dawson. It is completely Shane Dawson. And then the gold lettering is so Jeffree. It's bougie but mysterious at the same time, if that makes sense. And the spiral pattern does wrap around all the way. And if we look at the back, we do have all of the ingredients that are in the palette. It also clarifies that this is an eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. And it also gives the social links to Jeffree Star Cosmetics for Instagram and YouTube, shows the Jeffree Star logo, and the newly made Shane Dawson logo. And then if we take the palette out of the unit carton, that is the Conspiracy palette. My God, it's beautiful. It is so beautiful. It very much so resembles the Blood Sugar and the Blue Blood palette in the sense that it is a chest. It is thick like a chest. It has the clasps like the chest. Only difference is it is raised up to the point of a triangle instead of being raised up to a square like the other chests are. I went ahead and grabbed the Blue Blood palette for reference so you could see side by side that they are pretty much the exact same size. And then if we hold them at their height, they are the same height as well. Only difference is that instead of it being raised to a square, it's being raised to a triangle. Literally the only difference. So again, it's really, really awesome because it keeps the Jeffree Star Cosmetics foundation. It has that true Jeffree Star form, but then it has that Shane Dawson touch. It's so beautifully a culmination of the two. And that's what makes this such an amazing palette to me. From an artistic and designed standpoint, this palette is the bee's knees. Not that a bee has knees. Why do we say that? Where did that come from? Regardless, if we turn over the palette and look at the back, it also has which shades are pigments instead of eyeshadows. It also shows the address of Jeffree's distribution center, the website, the social media links, Jeffree Star Cosmetics logo, and the newly found Shane Dawson logo. Shows that it's good for 12 months from the open date. It is recyclable material and it is cruelty free, as are all Jeffree Star Cosmetics products. Now, let's take this lid off. Look at her. Isn't she just beautiful? Now, as you can see, here we have all 18 shades of amazing beautifulness. And I can't wait to swatch these. One thing that I am noticing right now, just upon looking at the palette, is I actually have a glove print right here, right under the shade Ranch, where I'm assuming someone in the factory touched the shade Ranch with the glove on accident, or maybe some other palette in the shade Ranch, and then they touched my palette because there's just a little glove print right there. But luckily it's not too much in the pan. It doesn't look ruined or anything. There's just a print there. Doesn't affect my happiness though, because it's not broken. If it was broken, my happiness would be affected. But it's not. Now, in true ChristopherJMUA fashion, we are going to live swatch this palette so that you can see all of the shades firsthand right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in and we're gonna get into swatching. First, we have the shade Ranch. The shade My Pills. The shade Tanacon. Surprised she showed up. The shade Diet Root Beer. Just a Theory. Spiraling. Conspiracy. Pigment. Then the shade Food Videos. Oh wow, that was a lot brighter than I expected. Trisha. Cheese Dust. Flaming Hot. What's the Tea? Diet Cola. Not a Fact. Sleep Paralysis. Illuminati. And My Rides Here. that was not the most beautiful swatch, but that is the entire Jeffree Star Cosmetics x Shane Dawson Conspiracy Palette. And as always, I will insert photos of the swatches, one with flash here. And one without flash here. And of course, I gotta give you the close-up of the swatches with the flash on, because if I didn't, it just wouldn't be my video. Oh, these shades are just, they are so different. Now, one thing I would like to point out, and this is just a theory, as Shane would say, after just swatching, these shades are really so soft that the imprint is almost gone in a few of them already. And all I did was swatch. It's just crazy how soft they are. I don't remember any of the other Jeffree Star palettes being that soft. Just something I noticed that I wanted to point out and show you guys. It's still absolutely beautiful though. Swatches are now completely done. And then I had to go to work. Then I fell asleep because I had to be at school at 6:30 the next morning, and it was like 1:30 that same morning by the time I got off work. Then I got home from school and I was dead tired. So I slept from about 6:30 p.m. to about 11:20 a.m. Now I'm off today and I don't have school today. So it's time to finish this look because I need to get into this palette right now. Plus, in the meantime, with that last day and a half, you guys' palette came in. The palette for the giveaway is now here. So I for sure have it in hand, and I can't wait until you find the secret word and enter it into the giveaway. Anyway, I'm now gonna go into my P. Louise base and get my eyes primed so that we can get ready to put shadow on it. My eye is now primed, as you can see, obviously. So I'm gonna go in with my Morphe R37 Fluffy Blending Brush. As always, if you've been here before, you know this is always the brush I start out with. I don't know why, but I do. And I'm gonna go into the shade Cheese Dust. I think for this look, I'm gonna go more for like a warm toned, orangey red type fall-ish sort of look, maybe? If that's what I end up with when I'm done. It really depends on what it looks like when I'm done, but that's what I'm gonna try and go for in the beginning. That's what's in my brain. And with this shade, I'm gonna start packing it in the outer and middle crease. It is so crazy to me how this literally looks like the color of Cheeto dust. Like whenever I was doing the swatches and I wiped this shade off of my finger, it looked like I had been eating Cheetos. Now before my base starts getting too dry, I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M456 little tiny blending brush and go into the shade Food Videos, and I'm gonna start packing this right toward my inner corner, but I wanna make sure I take this really bright shade in there before my inner corner starts drying and creasing. So I'm kind of setting my base with it in the inner corner. Wow, that is so pigmented. That is a bright yellow. It's really cool because it's one of those almost true highlighter yellows, which could double as a green, like a really light green, if you started to blend it with a blue. So I think this could be a very versatile yellow, or lime green, whatever you want to call it. This could be a very versatile food video. Now this shade did already get just a little bit of a patch right in the inner corner, and I noticed that sometimes with pressed pigments, especially if they go onto a wet base and they get packed on too quickly, I see them patch like that. So I kind of didn't work with that shade the best that I could have, so I won't blame the shadow at this point that it's its fault until I get to the other eye and try it the other way. But for now, I feel like that shade got patchy really fast. The good news is that I'm gonna go in probably and cut the crease, which will cut out that patch, but for now it doesn't look the prettiest. Now I'm gonna go in with more of the Cheese Dust shade and just build that up on this outer crease area and start to slowly blend that inward into the shade Food Videos. I'm also going to start blending both shades upward so that they start blending out a little bit and start getting that color just raised a little bit higher toward my brow so that it's not just down by my crease. I feel the need to point out, the more I try to blend over the section that was kind of patchy a little bit, the more patchy it becomes. I mean, even from right here at this distance, you can see that where my lid goes into my inner corner, there's none of that yellow pigment there. It just comes off and flutters away. Have no idea where it went. I think maybe that my base was just so wet that I actually picked it up with my brush and the pigment, and now there's nothing for the shadow to stick to there. But like I said before, I'm gonna be cutting right there anyway, so it doesn't really matter at this moment in time. Just something to note. This mixed with some mixing medium would be an amazing eyeliner, like a bright yellow eyeliner. Anyway, right now I'm just going back and forth between these two shades, blending them together, making sure that they are seamless and blowing them out so that they fill the entire eye. Gotta say, the shades that are blending very nicely. Now I'm gonna go in with my other Morphe M456, but this one I'm gonna go into the shade Flaming Hot because it's that deep, deep, beautiful red. And I'm gonna use that to start deepening up the outer crease. I'm gonna try and build it on top of Cheese Dust in the hopes that it'll kind of tone down the orange but not be too red. Hoping. Don't know what's gonna happen, but hoping. Also, the shade Food Videos and Flaming Hot are both very powdery. They have a lot of pigment that kicks up whenever you take the brush into it. Cheese Dust wasn't really. I feel like with Jeffree's formula, those really intense shades are powdery because they build up to so much pigment. So I'm okay with that, honestly, as long as the pigment's there and it's bright like I want it to be, I'm fine. I'm good. Wow, that is a beautiful shade. I'm also gonna pull this shade back just a little bit so that we have kind of a winged effect. I really like doing that because it almost makes my eye look a little bit bigger. And for us tiny-eyed folks, we all want bigger eyes. And that is blending so beautifully into Cheese Dust. It's adding just that perfect red tone to it. Now I'm gonna go back in with the R37 and add some of that orange back in and make sure that it blends in seamlessly with the rest. Oh, just like that. That is perfect. I love that. That's really, really pretty. I want to build up the orange just a little bit more. Now I think I'm going to make sure that I take the red a little bit higher. I want the top to be the orange shade, but now instead of deepening it with only red, the Flaming Hot shade didn't make it quite as deep as I wanted. It just wasn't dark enough. So now I'm going to use my M222 and go into the shade Not a Fact and use that to actually deepen my crease. Gonna add a little bit of purple and give it kind of more of a autumnal vibe and hopefully deepen it up at the same time. This one actually takes a little bit more shadow to build up the level of pigment that I really wanted. It still is, it just took a little bit more shadow than what the rest of them took to get as pigmented. And now that Not a Fact is built up in the crease and it's kind of deepened a little bit more, it kind of built up the dimension, but I'm gonna still go in with the Morphe M456 and blend out the edges of that a little bit more so that it will blend upward into Flaming Hot and Cheese Dust. Then gonna take a little more Cheese Dust with the R37 brush and just use this to blend out Flaming Hot again. And this is just to make sure that we build up the pigmency that was there previously before I blended all those other shades, because I feel like the orange has gotten lost just a little bit with everything else that was going on. It is now time to cut the crease, and I'm gonna go in with the P. Louise base again and my Sigma E62 crease brush, cut crease brush. Actually. Crease is cut, and I think it might be fun to go into the shade Conspiracy and use that for my cut crease. I'm gonna use the Morphe M204 brush, and we're gonna see how the shimmer builds and stacks on top of a cut crease. With the shades so far, they're blending really, really nicely, so I'm expecting this to be really good. This shade is building so beautifully. I packed it right up in my inner corner the moment I started with it, and it completely saturated that inner corner. I don't know how well green is gonna blend into purple. I didn't really think that far ahead. I just thought the green would be really pretty. And it is! Silver lining! We have yellow, orange, red, purple, green. I think I'm just gonna deepen it up with the shade Illuminati, and I'm gonna use the Morphe M124 with that. I feel like it might blend really well with this green shade, and either I can, I don't know, blend it with black or find some shade darker that's gonna work with it. Ooh, this is almost like a, I wanna say maybe a teal. It looks like a dark green, but it has just a hint of blue in it. This shade is so beautiful. And it's making this new color as it's blending in with Conspiracy. And just like true Jeffree Star Cosmetics style, these shades are just melting together. You don't even have to blend them. They just kind of fall into each other. That's why I only blend these with packing motions, never too many dragging motions, because dragging motions seem to just rip them off. Padding gives them just a beautiful blend. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. This kind of feels like a peacock. A little bit, but that's okay. I like peacocks. It's actually kind of pretty. I was really unsure just a second ago, but I feel like that dark green kind of brought it all together. Whew. I was scared for a minute. I'm gonna admit I was. I didn't know where this was gonna go. And now, the moment that I was very unsure of and I wasn't sure I was going to do, but I am, is take my rides here. And I'm gonna use the Morphe M506 for that because it's a teeny tiny little detail blending brush, and I'm going to very lightly start packing this right on the outer corner and only on the outer corner. I don't know what kind of black this is gonna be, so just in case it's those kind that get away from you and go all the way up your eye, I wanna start with tiny little amounts directly in the spot that I want it. Worst case, if it's too black, I can always just blend it out with another brush and don't touch it again with the black brush. Well, this black is a tad different than blacks I normally know. This seems a little, I don't know, not as intense as Jeffree's normal blacks. Let me try to really pack it on there. Maybe not be so scared of it. Okay, well that helped. It's not a lot, but I feel like that's enough black now for me. So I'm gonna go back in with the M222 brush and go back into the shade Not a Fact and just start blending that in the outer crease to blow out the black a little bit. Something I'm noticing with Not a Fact is it's very, I want to say tough to blend, but not tough to blend. Like, it's not difficult in the way that it blends, it just takes a lot to get it to blend. You just have to keep going and going and going and going. That might be just because I'm blending it on top of other shadow and not blending it directly to a tacky base, but it's something to note because that makes it a little different to work with. But it is a purple, and purples are very difficult to make. I feel like Jeffree is one of the few who have actually nailed purples. It's almost like they can make them in any way that they want, and it always ends up being a usable purple. Now I'm missing some of the red, the shade Flaming Hot, missing some of that again since I went a little bit higher with the shade Not a Fact. So I'm gonna go back in with a little bit more Flaming Hot and bring out the red. And then back into Cheese Dust. It feels so weird saying, let's dip into some cheese dust. That's so beautiful. And then maybe a little bit more of Food Vibes. I feel like we're at a happy place for the top of the eye, so like the crease and the lid. And before I move on to the bottom of the eye, I'll need to finish my complexion products. And before I do my complexion products, I need to do this over on this eye, and I will be right back. Both eyes are now complete, so this one is copied over to this one. So now I need to go ahead and do my complexion products. So I'm gonna go off camera one more time, finish all my complexion product things, foundation, concealer, bronzer, so on and so forth, and come back so that we can finish the under eye and complete the eye look and give my thoughts on the palette. So give me one more moment and I will be right back. I now have all of my complexion products applied, as you can probably tell, so we're gonna go ahead and move into the lower lash line. And I am so ready to get my lower lash line done because I want this eye look to come together all the way. And since I have all of these tropical tones going on top of the eye, I'm gonna go in with a little bit more of a muted kind of tone at the bottom. I'm first gonna take my Morphe M432 flat lining shading brush and go into the shade Pigment. That is such a cute name. And I'm going to just start packing this on my lower lash line. Okay, the pink, not neutral, is now applied, and I'm gonna use my Morphe E36 inner corner highlight brush. This is a really tiny blending brush, but I'm gonna use it in the shade Flaming Hot, and I'm gonna blend out this pink pigment with Flaming Hot, but I'm gonna keep it really small and concise, or I'm gonna try to. And why I wanted to keep that red so small and concise is because now I'm gonna go back into the shade Food videos with the M456 that I originally used. Just take the tiniest bit of it on the brush and use the end of it to blend out this red and pink. That way I'm hoping that I get some version of orange, but it blends out into my skin tone as well. And now the last thing I like to do, since everything on my lower lash line has that kind of pinky red tone to it, I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe M222 and back into the shade Not a Fact, and I'm gonna use this purple just on the lower lash line on the outer corner so that I can start to blend it upward and into the shadows that are on the upper area of my eye, if that makes sense. I just wanna tie this into this. So I'm gonna start it out here, back here, and just blend it inward and downward. Probably gonna go about halfway in, and I'm gonna fill in my outer crease with that as well, just so there's no gap. Now, my under eyes are slightly creasier than what I personally prefer, so I'm gonna go in with just a clean, fluffy brush, a little bit of a smaller one, and just take this and blend all these shadows on my lower lash line out just a little bit more than what they were. And this will also help me blend in any powder that's left under my eye with my shadow, and it will help with that creasing just a little bit. And now the very last thing I'd like to do with the eyeshadow palette is go into the shade Trisha and use my Morphe M416 for this. And it's just a little tiny brow bone highlight brush, but I'm gonna use it to apply the shade right on the inner corner of my lower lash line, and only that section. I just want a little bit of that pink shimmer right in there. Wow. Trisha blends beautifully into pigment. I feel like I just have to say that in the form of 2 words. I mean, there is a dash. Okay, perfect. That is it for the eyeshadow. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner and lashes and my brows off camera, and once I finish those, I'll be right back to give you my final and complete thoughts on the Jeffree Cosmetics x Shane Dawson Conspiracy Palette. Full look is now completely done. I went in with my Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade, it might all be rubbed off. Insomniac, in the shade Insomniac, some Lily lashes in the style Rome, and these are really, really pretty, and my Wander Beauty Unleashed Volume and Curl Mascara. Seems like I always use this whenever I use false lashes. I don't know why, it just happens. But this is the final look, and honestly, I'm kind of loving it because it is a little more like, I don't know, bright and tropical looking than I originally thought that this palette could do, but it did. Now, I didn't plan any specific look, as you could probably tell throughout the entire video, but it ended really nicely and I really like it. That's something that I can already tell that I'm gonna love about this palette, is how versatile it is, because this is a bright, colorful, not everyday neutral type look. It is very, well, like I said, more tropical looking, more summer-esque, if you will, but we still have these whole top row tones for any type of neutral wearable look that you could pull off. And then you can even deepen it up with some of these colors at the bottom, like Not a Fact and like My Rides Here, or you can blend out with pink. You can add on a greeny gold. You can have that bright pop of pink if you really want it. You can add in some red. You can blend out with orange. This is such a versatile palette. You can do so many different things with it, and I think that's why I like it so much. It's not just condemned to one tone. It's not a rainbow palette, but it's not a rainbow palette. I mean, you're just missing a blue. Based on the quality of the palette, it truly performs like just about every other Jeffree Cosmetics palette I've used. The purple shade, Not a Fact, it was a little more difficult to blend on top of other shades. It just didn't really want to, so I had to kind of force it to. It was bad, but eventually it did do what I want, and I think it worked out really nicely. It finished off the edges here and went into the crease nicely. In my own opinion, it worked really well, as did really all of the other shades I used. I also used the shimmer shades without spraying the brush and without using my finger. I didn't have to zhuzh it at all. It just did what it was supposed to do. Went on shimmery and metallic. As you can see, I did have a little bit of trouble with the yellow shade food videos at first when I started packing it in the crease, and it got a little bit patchy. I only had that problem on one eye though. I didn't have the problem on the other eye. So what I would suggest doing, the only thing that I did different between them is I packed on that shade a lot faster on the first eye, and I packed on a lot of it very quickly. On the other eye, I built it up slowly and I didn't pack it on so hard. So that's probably the way I would suggest working with them, just so you don't end up with that patchiness. That seemed to help me out quite a bit on this brighter inner corner. But all in all, yeah, I think it was really great, and I really had fun working with this palette. If you guys had fun watching me work with this palette, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It does let me know that you like this type of content, and it also lets others know that you liked this type of content. As it goes for the Pig mirror, I really like the big size that it has. It's just so great for my full face. Now, I don't think I'll use this as much on the go, like a travel mirror, because it's pretty big. I mean, it's not gonna fit safely in any bag that I have, so I'd probably just keep this at home, but it is really cute for home, and I can put it in front of my face and look like a pig. And why would I not want to do that? Plus the travel bag I love. I think accessories like this though are a very personal thing. I think that it's just whatever you need, get. Unless you're a collector, then get everything. Now, don't forget about my palette giveaway. I'm having one here on YouTube and one over on Instagram. Congratulations on finding the secret word in the video, and congratulations on commenting the secret word that you found during this video inside the giveaway link. I wish you the best of luck on your entry, and don't forget to go to Instagram and check out the giveaway over there as well if you want to. You don't have to. That's why I wanted to have two separate giveaways, so that we could both experience one over here on YouTube and over there on Instagram. If you want to see this look and more looks like them, you can follow me on, speaking of, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. And if you gain nothing out of this video, if you gain nothing out of any of my videos, please at least gain this, and that is to always remember and never forget that you are absolutely beautiful. And I love you guys. Bye.